So the agenda for tonight's presentation is we'll introduce our district partners, talk about who the district is working with. We'll go over the overview of the proposed project. We'll talk about the financial impact of the project, and then we'll go ahead and take any questions that this group may have. So as far as the district partners, it takes a lot of people to put this capital project together. Along with the district, they are working with Highland Associates, which is who I'm representing this evening. We have the architecture, engineering, and interior design component of the project. TAMCO, which is Bill Christensen sitting right here, which is the construction management and estimating portion of the project. And then fiscal advisors, who are the financial consultants for the district. You need a good team to get these projects really put together well, and this is the team that the district has been working with for a number of years. How is the scope of work determined? It all starts with the BCS. BCS is something that the state requires you to do every 5 years. They require you to update your 5-year plan every year. And by doing that, that really takes into account all the types of upgrades that are necessary to keep the buildings functioning and running. That does not take into account any sort of curriculum changes that need to be addressed, which is why discussions are held to make sure we have those taken care of. We take faculty and staff input, student input, public input, and then the committees that are put together for the district, we talk to them as well, and that's how we come up with the scope of work for the proposed project. First component I want to talk about is the work to be done over at the bus garage. Not a lot of work to be done over there. We have sidewalks that should be replaced, and we also have some metal panel at the rear of the building that needs to be replaced as well. Here at Appalachian Elementary School, we have quite a bit of work. We have some sidewalks that weren't replaced in the last capital project that need to be done. We have some exterior doors that need to be replaced as well. We have security film on classroom windows we want to take care of. Canopies, we want to put a canopy out there for student drop-off. We have electrical power distribution that has to be taken care of, and that has to deal with if we do any kind of upgrades for the auditorium or the cafeteria and kitchen. We know that power here is pretty much tapped out. We want to make sure we have enough to do that. We have the playground equipment. We'll talk more about that in a couple of slides. We have some PTAC units, which are ventilation and air conditioning units for the administration office. Kitchen equipment and the kitchen itself. We know that the kitchen equipment is aging. The flow of traffic in there, the flow of workflow is not great, so we want to address that in this project. Cafeteria renovation was something that we looked at doing in previous projects that wasn't done. It needs to be done as part of this project. Auditorium improvements, we'll talk about that going forward. That's something we want to do. And additional infrastructure, mechanical, electrical, those types of things, they all have to do with the upgrades that have to be done here at Appalachian Elementary School. When we talk about the playground, what we're looking to do is certainly one of the big things is ADA upgrades. As the schools progress, we have more and more ADA students that we have to have equality provided to. We want to make sure we have equipment and surfaces that are ADA compliant. We want to make sure we have age-appropriate equipment out there. That means having equipment that's being able to be used by everybody from pre-K through the 4th grade. New pavilion. The pavilion that's out there is aging. We want to make sure that that's safe and get that replaced. And then some new hard surface. So you see the existing playground on the left-hand side, and then the proposed new playground on the right-hand side with a new hardscape or basketball court area for the students to use. For the auditorium, we're looking at replacing the existing stage. It's original. It really does need to be replaced. Sound and lighting upgrades. You can see how dim the lighting is in the auditorium. We also have stage lighting that should be replaced, and then ceiling replacements in the auditorium again. And again, this is something that was tried to be addressed in past projects because of budgetary constraints. We're looking at doing it in this project. For the kitchen and cafeteria, you can see the kitchen, which is in the blue box, and the cafeteria, which is in the red box. Just some potential upgrades as far as we need new equipment in the kitchen, and then new finishes and services for the cafeteria proper itself, which includes an HVAC upgrade. At the Owego Free Academy and Owego Appalachian Middle School, we have some brick reporting that needs to be done on the outside of the building, some exterior door replacement. We have some cracks in the flooring in the corridors that needs to be taken care of as well. We have interior doors at the high school. Hot water system at the high school needs to be replaced. We have some interior and exterior lighting, site lighting that should be replaced as well. We have the pool skin, the outside, the metal panel that needs to be replaced on the pool. We have the roofing at the high school and middle school that needs to be replaced. We have some mechanical in the middle school that needs to be replaced. We have some controls for those mechanical units that need to be replaced as well. And we do have some abatement and flooring that we need to take care of in the middle school, or in the high school, I'm sorry. Continuing the work, we have some unit ventilators that need to be replaced. We have some air conditioning that should be added to the pool offices. We have some heating units that need to be replaced. We have the last of the classrooms that need to be renovated, which is the math classroom wing. We have some plumbing upgrades that need to happen. The Career Center, which is the first floor of the library, needs to be renovated as well. Auditorium, it's in need of an upgrade for lighting and sound. Parking lots need to be addressed. We're looking at a potential lacrosse and soccer fields across from the main parking lot. A concession building for athletics. FF&E, which is finishes and equipment. We need to have that in this project as well. And the maintenance building build out for the trades. So as an alternate, they're looking at doing an island field, which is taking an area that has the existing soccer field and the parking lot that's really underutilized, and potentially using that to do a new turf surface, which will have boys and girls unified lacrosse, boys lacrosse, soccer, 2 side-to-side fields, and then baseball fields as well. Spectator seating for the general fields, which would be about 240 seats. And then baseball spectators, which would be about 160 seats. And again, this is an alternate for the project.
What does that mean?
It means it's going to be priced. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a definite in the project. Okay. As far as the concession and team buildings, we're looking at 2 locations. One at the northeast side of the stadium, and then at the southeast side of the stadium. And that's going to be concessions, and I think we're looking at toilet rooms?
Yes.
Yes, concessions and toilet rooms. As far as the pool, the skin that's on there right now has some deterioration that's happening. We're not getting the thermal barrier that we need, so that really should be upgraded. So we're looking at skinning this again with a new panel. It's not a new building, it's not tearing the building down, it's just reskinning what's there with a new skin, new roof, and new windows to make that building itself more energy efficient. As far as the trade center, working with the district, there were 3 specific goals that they had in mind for the trade center. Develop career pathway programs based on student interests and community needs. 2 was establishing partnerships with local businesses and organizations to support cooperative learning. And a 3rd was fulfilling current and future workforce demands, maintaining the flexibility within all those. And they've established 6 specific career pathways: health and medical, business and finance, information technology and computer science, engineering, technical trades and advanced manufacturing, agriculture, and humanities. Total project value for this referendum will be $28,500,000. Building aid will be $26,400,000. Capital reserve will take care of $500,000, and there's a general fund contribution which will be $1.6 million, leading this to be no additional tax impact to the community. Vote date is May 21st from 12 until 8 p.m.
Are you laying any aluminum or copper in the bus building?
As far as what? Aluminum or copper?
I understand there's a long-range plan to put EV buses in.
Okay.
And I hear that plan just gets pushed out further and further. It's So apparently there's no, you're not gonna put any metal underground.
We have conduit in place that's already there when we did that with the paving project. So when the mandate comes down and there's a plan in place, the conduit's in the ground, so we don't have to dig up what's already been put down.
There still needs to be a complete study on that, just with NICEAG in determining, you know, how much load.
Yeah,
The biggest
Needs to
challenge
get
right
to-
now is the top and
Yeah.
where they'll bring it in from.
yeah.
So when we did the pavement project, we kind of took a guess where it would go, and so we created points for conduit, just so we didn't pave over something.
Yeah.
Well, we've got this huge electric, solar panel,
Yeah.
plantation hooked up to the grid, maybe we could take that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Okay, so would you use aluminum or copper? You know?
We don't, we'll
Yeah.
decide that when we get the mandate. Yes?
Does that trade center, does that exist right now, or is that you're proposing to build?
No, it exists. It's currently a new, brand new maintenance building. I shouldn't say brand new, it's a few years old now. It's out behind where the old softball field was, behind the transportation center.
Okay.
So if you're coming in that back way, you'll see it on the right-hand side. So we've been transitioning that building to a career and technical education center over the last 5 years, somewhere in that ballpark. So we're in the process of transitioning with Broome Tioga BOCES. So they will take over the programs, the salaries and benefits of the staff that are in there, and they will also pay a lease to provide some revenue for the building as well. Any other questions?
And is that described in this? Because I was following along and checking things out, kind of, but I didn't see.
I think that's in there
In
on
the newsletter?
the newsletter?
The trade center?
The training center.
It's just,
So
yeah.
how do we put
I
that specifically?
I don't know if it's noted in here.
Because it's a capital project here, and, you know, there's the pictures that you showed
Yeah.
of
I
this
think it's
school.
bottom listed underneath OAS.
No,
No?
no, I added it. It sounds like a really wonderful idea.
Yeah, there's some, not major items that need to be addressed there, mostly egress.
Right.
There's some HVAC converting to in and out of a couple of the classrooms. So we don't expect significant amount of work that has to be
Because
done there.
weren't you adapting, you know, some of your
Mhm.
other classes, and I came with Northern.
Yep.
That tour.
Yep,
So that stuff will go out there?
yep, it'll all go, yep,
Thanks.
yep.
Just have a sidewalk in the winter, you know? Not helping.
Long sidewalk.
Along the
Yeah.
sidewalk, yeah.
Any other questions? So we will do another presentation on May 13th, which will include capital project and budget. So we'll cover both of those again. You can see Mr. McAvoy's in the back videoing, so we'll be preparing video to get out to folks as well that couldn't be here this evening. So there'll be a lot of documentation in the next couple of weeks that will be out there for folks to take a look at and educate themselves.